is cold in here. It is officially winter. We had our first snowfall today. It was 4 inches. And I don't like it personally, but okay, fine. I guess we will go through winter again. Anyway, a few weeks ago, I put up a preview on Shorts about a triple dip chip and dip bowl, and I hadn't finished it, and it kind of went a little crazy. It had a lot of interaction, and I thought, oh, I guess people want to see this. And then I thought, hey, I want to see it. So we're making those. We're making triple dip chip and dip bowls today. How we're going to make this is we're going to throw like a base bowl, and then we're going to throw 3 mini bowls in different sizes, and then we'll set them inside the rim of the main bowl. I had someone bring up a really good point that with 3 different bowls on the rims, it makes it hard to get the chips out. I did make one, test it, and it doesn't affect chip grabbage at all. So functionally, these are great. Aesthetically, I think they're pretty. And they're fun. I think they're fun to make. So we're gonna do 2 things. We're gonna throw just a plain bowl. It's probably 2-3 pounds of clay, and you're gonna do, I don't know, well, this far, this wide, something like this, and maybe 3.5 inches tall, maybe smaller. We're gonna throw maybe 3 more pounds on the hump. Not even 3 pounds. Oh my gosh, that's way too many. We're gonna do probably 2 pounds. We're gonna throw off the hump. We'll throw a small bowl, a medium bowl, and a large bowl, and then we'll trim them so that they don't have a foot, so that they're just completely round. We'll cut the rim, set them inside, and dry and fire. So dry slowly though, because there's so many joins. I think treating this piece delicately, not doing like I sometimes do, where you do a fast dry, I think that's a bad idea. And it's cold, we better start throwing. So let's throw. So I'm editing the video, and the part where I threw off the hump to throw the little bowls, the dipping bowls, did not film for some reason. So you're gonna wanna throw a bowl that's like this big, a bowl that's like that big, and then one that's like this big. And then they shrink, of course. So yeah, sorry about that. That was unintentional. Figure out how this works. Filming? Okay. I've got my piece on my banding wheel, and first we're gonna start off with our largest bowl, our largest dip cup, the salsa, or the big soup. I don't know. What are you gonna put in this? It's a mystery. I don't know what I'm gonna put in this, but it's gonna be great. So now I want to measure where my cut is gonna be. So this is going to be a lot of guesstimation. Always cut short before you cut wider for these. This is one of those situations where it really is a cut several times, not a measure twice, cut once. This is a I tried to measure it. It's a 3D object. It doesn't really work that well. So we're just going to guesstimate, and we're just going to go like this, something like that. And the goal is to get all of these bowls, these dip bowls, level. I want the rim of each dip bowl to be level so that it looks nice and it's not just like ski-wampus. I mean, that could be good for a different like style, but that's not really what I'm going for here. So I am gonna cut this one a little deeper, but we're gonna cut shallow first because we're not animals. I mean, we are, but like, are we? I don't know. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Oh, don't move, bowl. I think I'd be better at this since I cut out the rims of so many things. So obviously I need to cut a little wider. So we'll just go a little bit. Now, I want to double check my rim heights. So technically this big bowl needs to go down a little more because I want it to sit about this far in for stability reasons. That's getting there. Okay, I'm not satisfied yet. More. We must do more. I'm gonna look at it from above and make sure that this feels good. It's gotta feel right. And I want it to sit level. I don't want it as it's going to warp. Do you see? This is going to warp. There's no way that it's not going to bend a little bit in the kiln because this is a lot of pressure pulling on the piece, right? Like as you can see, the banding wheel is like moving it over here. It's spinning it just because there's weight on this side. It kind of looks like an orbit. Maybe I'll glaze them as planets. It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna be so cute. Well, we have to come up with a solar system that only has 3 planets. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to double check with my other bowls, especially my tiny one, and make sure that I like how far that's gonna go down. Do I hate it? Do I not hate it? Why is there water on my leg? Oh, I don't even know where that came from. Maybe whatever is drooling on me is hungry for tacos too. That would be cool. We could have tacos together. When I put this in, I want it to be level here. This is a curve, so it's not a straight line. It's a line like this, right? Maybe we should do that again then and place it just a little bit to the inside so it's a little bit more level on the curve, if that makes sense. Physics! You didn't know it would matter in pottery. I don't know, is it physics? Who knows? I guess it matters because this is also a space operation now, I've decided. It's gonna be so cool if it's a planet. Do I like it? Do I like it? Do I love it? See, this takes so much time just to make it fit. I am beveling the inside edge of the pot wall where it's gonna sit just a little bit because that's where the pressure seems to be. And you want as close as a perfect fit as you can get with this. I'm ready to score and slip. Here's my scoring tool. We'll score there, and we'll score here, but okay, let's get some slip. Ooh, slip everywhere. I haven't managed to get a good photo of my heel tattoo until now, and look at it, it looks so good. Okay, so I've got a little coil, and I'm just going to lay it on the outside, and then we'll also do one on the inside. So prepare for 2 coils per pot. This is where our little wood tool comes in handy, so you can smooth this down into the crack there and fill that crack. We want there to be exactly 0 crack here. This is probably too big a coil, so I'm going to actually sculpt some of it off. Anytime you cut into the rim on a piece like this, it runs the risk of these joins right here are going to, these joins right here crack, have the capacity to crack so badly. So you really want to get these bowls joined. And then we can go back after I've got these joined and sort of create like a false edge here that makes it look like they're not as securely joined, if that makes sense. Just spend as much time as you need sculpting here and smoothing and hand building this part in and just getting it married together, right? I guess marriage takes time, these guys do too. To do here is to make sure that you smooth everything on the underside of this bowl. No one can visually see it, but someone inadvertently, usually me, is going to put my finger down there and I'm gonna miss something and cut myself. And I have done this a couple of times on bowls that I've made and I'm like, oh, I can't sell that. I made a huge mistake there. So in those cases, make sure that you bring your whole hand under here and give it a nice smoothing and take extra care underneath. That looks nice. That's not terrible. But we're not done. We have 2 more to go. So because I'm thinking planets, I don't want them all in the same spot. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this one down here. I'm gonna use this as a way to sort of create that level look, because you can sort of tell. Yeah, so this needs to hit right there to be level. So it needs to go down that far in order to be level. Perfecto. That is perfecto. There we go. Okay, we're gonna score and slip. Okay, this one, I don't know if you can see this, but I cut it too deep because I'm hurrying because I gotta be somewhere. And this is a mistake, which is gonna cost me time. So if this happens to you, it's not the worst thing that's ever happened, but it's not the best thing that's ever happened, right? We're still gonna score and slip. I'm just gonna slip this one side here on the bottom for just a second, and then I'm going to squishy some clay on there. Like this. This is not the best way to be doing this, but it'll work in a pinch. And we're in a pinch. Ah, not my rim. And then we will score and slip our little tiny sour cream dish. I'm so excited about this. This is gonna be a great eating experience. So we'll score and slip that, and we'll just make a sandwich. And we'll have to squish this in there a little bit. Let me take off some of the slip. That's a little bit too much. It's gonna be a slippy drippy mess this way. Okay, so I'm gonna squish it in there until it's exactly where I want it. Here, hold on. It's not quite as level as I want it to be, so we're gonna, well, I guess it's stuck there forever now. Could be a lot worse, could be a lot worse. Take a little pinch of clay, get me a very tiny coil here for these elbow parts, the join parts up here with the rim. Those are the parts where if it's gonna crack, it'll crack right here. Here we go. I swear everything I do requires just a little bit of hand building. I don't love it, but here we are, hand building. And remember smoothing underneath, making that nice and smooth for little kid hands. My finger can't actually fit into that little part without help, so this is why we have our cute little wooden tool, right? Start cleaning up the rest of my piece, making sure it looks really good and uniform all around. Oh yeah, I really like how this is coming together. This is so cute. Look at that. Oh, it's so nice. I like it. Okay, last step. Let's get my stamp. And we'll put it here on the far side, right across from the big dip. Okay. There we go. Okay, I wasn't satisfied with showing you that angle, so I really wanted to do a top-down angle. So this is the whole process again, just sped up and just viewed from the top. And this is the final of the second. This is the one I ended up keeping for myself. I fell in love with it when it came out of the kiln, and make sure that when you make these that you slow dry them. Those are a lot of joins, and if they're gonna crack, they're really gonna crack big. So make sure you cover them well, and I would give it a week or more to dry for sure, and give it the chance to just survive the kiln, because this is a lot. This is a lot to ask from a pot. Okay, this is embarrassing. It's one thing to lose one clip, but to lose like 12 hours of assorted clips of me doing every step of the underglazing process for these is a little ridiculous even for me. So I'll check my technology, but until then, I'm just gonna tell you how I did this. So this took 12 hours to do 2 of these, and it was a lot. It was way too much. So I used sticky notes, the sticky side of the sticky notes, to cut out the planets. I just used different circles, and so they could stick on the sides there. But I think you could do the same thing with like stickers, and then just trace the circle with graphite, because graphite burns off in the kiln and it won't interfere with your painting. So, and then I took pictures from NASA and tried to copy the most recent image of each planet and try and get it pretty close as I could, tiny, and with what underglazes I did have. But I was told that I need to come out to the kiln room and see this piece because it's at the top of the kiln, and I guess we'll see. This will be the live reaction. Here, we'll do a quick glance. Beep, beep. Oh wait, you didn't see it? Ha! Oh my gosh, they're so good. Deciding apparently my sister left me something in the studio. Aww. It's a little space mold. There are planets and a little astronaut. Stop it. This video didn't need a secondary project, but it's gonna get one. Okay, I just realized I actually don't have time to make a secondary project, so this will end up being a different project down the road. But now you get a sneak peek for the future. First things first, I just need to announce that the channel has reached 1,000 subscribers, which I am a little shocked by, honestly. I didn't think that many people would be interested in just the 2 months that we've been doing this. That many people would be interested in my weird pottery. At vendor shows and things, I get people who are like, oh, it's too cute for me, or it's a little unserious, and I'm like, it's dirt. I don't, I don't think dirt always needs to be serious. Looking at these, I am so proud of these triple dip chip and dip bowls. Triple dip chip and dip bowls. They took forever to glaze. This took 12 hours for both of them, so about 6 hours each, which seems excessive, but I wanted 3 coats, and so I had to do 3 coats of everything. It took a long time. Ultimately, I am very pleased with how they turned out. Each one of these has cute little secrets in it. Both of them have the 9 planets of the solar system plus a tiny little purple dot, very small little purple dot for Pluto, because I grew up with Pluto as a planet, and then when I was in junior high, they were like, he's not a planet, and I was like, we all like an underdog, and I feel like Pluto's the underdog. I used multiple brands of underglazes. The black is a mix of underglaze colors, velvet underglazes, to kind of give a softer black. It's like a cuter black. It worked out really good. And as you can see, it works perfectly to hold my triple dip. I'm so excited. They're so cute. And my little sour cream moon, and I'm just in love. This one is mine. I'm keeping it. So what that means is that the other one that I'm not keeping will be available on my shop right now. So if you want it, go get it. We'll be making a few more of these. I have some Christmas shows coming up, and chip and dip bowls are always kind of a big seller for Christmas. So I've got a few more of these to make. If you're a Utah local, I will be having those at the shows that I will link below, because I don't remember what they are this time. There's going to be a couple in the Utah County area that we'll be at. So if you want one and you want to get your hands on one without having to pay for shipping, come visit us. We are definitely doing a monthly pottery and book chat. We did one just a couple of days ago, and it was really successful. I had a great time. The people who were there had a good time. We showed some pottery. It was so cool. And we talked deep dives into glazing, glaze choices, and about how, like, sometimes the funniest mistakes or the most random mistakes result in the cutest and best pieces that we've made. We also talked a little bit about history, pottery history, and then we finished up talking about books. We recommended books and to each other. It was really great. Everybody has such diverse reading interests. We are going to do another book chat December 20th. We'll kick off the holidays together with a bunch of pottery. I want to see what everybody made and like what people sold, because I know we're all really in the thick of making pots for markets and for gifts and things like that. So I'd love to see what you made for other people or for yourself. And so would everybody else if you want to show and tell, and then we'll try and link everybody to their Instagrams or their pages or wherever we can purchase your pieces. But also we want to talk books that day because it is a big tradition of mine to read on Christmas Eve. We will be talking a little bit more about the Icelandic tradition of book flood, which is where everybody gifts all of their family members, or everybody gets a book on Christmas Eve, and then you spend Christmas Eve reading as a way to promote literacy. I've kind of followed the tradition of book flood for many years. I just have kind of done it quietly, where I just go get myself a book and I'm like, we're reading this today. Today is, the Christmas Eve book reading day, and we read this book today. So we'll be recommending a lot of books then, and we'll kick off the holiday season all together at 7 p.m. Friday, December 20th. So if you want to get a notification, the live stream link is already up, so you can go over to that and click the notification, and then it will let you know when we're going live on that day, so you don't have to put it in your calendar or anything. You can just... Okay, so the last thing to do before we take a closer look at the triple dip chip and dip bowls is to recommend a book. I recommended this book in the live stream, but I'm going to recommend it here because I like it so much, and I've put so much time into reading the series. I'm on book 7 of currently 7. I think there will probably be 9 books in this series, maybe just 8. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be the last book or not. Anyway, here's the first book in the series. It is Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman, and it was originally published as an indie book, and then it got picked up by a publisher. Which publisher? Ace Books, and now it is kind of going bonkers crazy. Everybody's reading it. I really, really love this book, not because the main character is hilarious, Dungeon Crawler Carl, but because this series does really well what a lot of science fiction and fantasy struggles to do, and that is promote powerful female characters. And not just powerful as in strong, but like powerful as in these people actually have the power to change people's lives. And they're all women. It's really great. So the main character is a man. His name is Carl, and he got caught in the apocalypse out in the cold in his boxers, and he has been put in a dungeon, sort of like D&D style, and the aliens who invaded Earth are televising the dungeon crawl and the exploits of him and his sentient cat, Princess Donut, whom he was going to steal from his ex-girlfriend after she cheated on him. Princess Donut is an award-winning Persian kitty, and she is very, very particular about this. I really, really like the audio version. The voice actor sounds like Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. They have another actor who does the voice for Princess Donut, and she is hilarious. She gives that performance her all, and her full chest. She's just both titties out. It's so great. I hope you guys pick it up and let me know how funny you find the parts, and especially when you meet Samantha. Samantha? She's constantly screaming obscenities at people, and it makes me very, very happy because I'm like, my inner Samantha would also do this. So there's a lot to love about this book. The main storyline for this series, it really is about anarchy. It's about a man and his boxers who is going to dismantle a system of tyranny. And I feel like that is very prescient in these current times. I think that reading is very, very political. And I think that one of the best things that you can do is read for your mental health. And this book is doing wonders for me. I deal with seasonal depression every year, and I'm so sorry if anybody else does. And honestly, this has been getting me through it. I hope you get a chance to read something radical, and I hope it also makes you laugh when you should be crying. It is a science fiction novel, which is great because these are science fiction pieces. And I grew up with Star Trek and a love of the night sky, like my dad would point out comets, or we'd go and watch shooting stars, during the meteor showers, and we would go moon spotting and things like that. And if there was like a NASA launch on television, we would watch it. I feel like space exploration has always been part of my home life and my childhood, and it's very close to my heart still. I love thinking about the possibilities of what might happen in the wider world, especially because Earth is just one tiny, tiny rock in a huge, vast space. And one of the reasons why I'm carrying this book with those is because this book somehow makes that very clear, but also maintains its roots in Earth and Earth culture and celebrates that. And it's kind of interesting to realize that even though Earth is just, one planet in a massive universe, how special we actually are. And so sometimes it's hard to remember that. I like to make pieces that make me feel that way. So even though that these took so long to glaze, and they have their flaws, every piece does, they're basically perfect for me. I love them. I'm so happy to have them in my home, and I cannot wait to do some chip and dip time while I'm reading book 7. Thank you for watching, guys, and I hope to see you next week.
Samantha? I don't even know it's Samantha.
Some mold instructions. Hand wash thoroughly. No, we're not doing that. These instructions in the trash can. We don't need that sort of negativity in our life, do we? No, we don't, little things. These mugs are going to be space themed because my sister gave me a really cool mold, and I had other plans for these, but not anymore. This mold has a spaceship, an astronaut, stars and stuff, planets, but it's got a spaceship. We're gonna need a cow. So we're out of cows. Or we don't have a mold that has a cow on it, so I'm gonna try something else.